First, I'm going to announce our captains for this week. Offense, well-deserved captainship, Mike Harley. We thought he did an awesome job of leading with his play. Tough physical blocker. He's been that way his whole career. Got a chance to get some balls thrown his way and made big plays. Made some good runs after the catch. And even did a good job last week, Tuesday. Kind of a hot, nasty day, and offense was struggling a little bit, and he calls them up at halftime, and we have a break right in the middle of practice, that pretty long break, and he calls everybody up and just kind of calls them out, not in a bad way, just said, hey, this isn't happening, we're not getting it done, and we got to do a great job. So I just thought he led great all week, and he's a guy that loves Miami and loves football. Defensively, our captains, Trajan Bandy, very similar to Harley and his love for the game and how he loves this team and loves being a Hurricane. John Garvin had a big day. We had him also as a defensive captain. And then Demetrius Jackson did a great job on special teams for us. So he was our special teams captain for this week. So that's our captains: Harley, Bandy, Garvin, and Demetrius Jackson. Okay, we're going to talk about this ball game. Things are happening extremely fast. We're even here a day earlier than normal for this press conference. We went ahead and went in shorts and helmets today, which it's normally a Tuesday, but if we could put pads on today and tomorrow and have another one Wednesday and then play Thursday, I don't know if we're giving them enough of a break. In a normal week, they get Monday off physically from any football practice. They get Friday off the day before the game. This week, they get no days off. So we're just trying to manage it the best way we can. Today we chose not to go against each other, offense versus defense, in our 11-on-11 type stuff. We did go 7-on-7 versus each other just to get a little bit of fastball, but the physical nature of it, we did not get after each other there. Coach Fedora, 7th year at North Carolina. He's done a wonderful job, been a head coach for a good bit now. I think he's got over 11 years of experience and had a lot of success. They got what we want. They got their first conference victory. They played 3 really quality opponents. Cal's a really good team. East Carolina's a really good team. Pittsburgh, we know, is a really good team. And so they've been up against some teams that are very, very talented. And they got the big win where they need it the most, and that's in the conference play. So that's what we're looking to do too. Offensively, Elliott has been their quarterback. He's hit about 57% of his passes, had 3 touchdowns. We know Elliott and Surratt both played last year. I think Surratt's coming back off a suspension. I don't know who's going to start, to be honest with you, but that's obviously their business. But we're guessing Elliott. We don't know that for sure. Williams leads the team in rushing with 257 yards, 6.6 yards per carries, 3 touchdowns, doing a great job. Another Williams at receiver is tied with Newsom for 11 catches. Last year, I think it was Williams was 2 out of 3 throwing the ball with the touchdown. So his quarterback rating there was pretty impressive. He actually caught 2 passes as well last year. Their offensive line this year has only allowed 1 sack in 3 games against really quality defenses. So that was pretty impressive. And then Corrales, number 88, last year had 4 catches for 64 yards against us, 2 touchdowns, big 6'4" guy that is very impressive. Defense, they actually held Cal to 279 yards of total offense, which is very impressive. Cal's been known for offense for years, and they did a great job there. In the backfield, number 9, their corner, does a good job. A lot of man coverage last year. Had 2 pass breaks up against us, and does a good job. Number 29, their safety. Britt had an interception against us last year. Those guys kind of head up the back end for them. They do have a young nickel Sam in there, number 27 or 37, I forgot which one, but very impressive freshman. Covering some really good players and doing a great job of it. Cole Holcomb, number 36, leads the team with tackles with 25. He had 9 last year against us, and he had 12 last week against Pitt, so very active linebacker. From what I'm hearing, Fox is the only player on the team that might have one more suspension, their defensive end, but he's been playing well. Dominique Ross, another linebacker, has 18 tackles. And then he also leads the team with passes defended. And safety Miles Woolfolk has 18 tackles. He got the most for the defensive backs. They do have another DN named Carney, number 53. He had, I think he's got 8 tackles so far, 12 tackles for loss, and I think it was last year, 12 tackles for loss and 5 sacks. So impressive player there. Then special teams, Freeman Jones has made 6 out of 7 kicks. He's had 4 of over 40, which is outstanding. Hunter Lentz, net punting, is at 41.6 yards, second in the ACC. He's had 7 punts inside the 20. And then we got Newsome averaging 4.7 yards on 7 punt returns, and Williams is averaging 19.5 on 6 kickoff returns. So those are their return men, and they are ranked 3rd in the ACC with kickoff coverage category. So that's a little bit of a scouting report on them, and I'll open up the questions for you guys. Every minute. Jeff practiced. He looks good. While we're on that, Jaquan did not practice. Amon did not practice. Wilder is getting closer. He did not practice. Other guys that have been out for a while, so those same guys. I can't think of anybody else current.
Mark, you mentioned you're not sure about which quarterback you're going to face on Thursday night.
Right.
How much, if at all, does it affect your preparation?
I mean, it does. I mean, every quarterback has a little different skill set. Every quarterback has a certain amount of pocket presence, certain amount of running ability, certain amount of, accuracy. I don't think the system would change dramatically, just like no matter who we play, our system is not going to change really, not very much at all. But skill sets are a little bit different. They may play one guy different than another, but you just have to prepare for what they do. And when you figure out who's in there, and just like the kid from Toledo, we really didn't know a lot about him, and he was really a better runner than we thought he was going to be. They got us there, And even last year we had, Elliott ran for, 80 some yards or something. He had a big day, and it was impressive. So if you got a guy just brand new, it's tougher. But we got a little bit of tape on those two, so I think it'll help us.
Doesn't Fedora have the same issue as you?
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure what he's thinking, and I know this. I'm going to continue to watch practice and let everybody know what's up when it's time to let them know. But I'm not telling what's up. I mean, I know I had a little fun today, just a little running back drill. I know how much y'all watch it. I saw y'all scribbling down there, so I got a good chuckle on that one. So anyway, everybody, Malik got first team reps, Kosi got first team reps. We had Weldon got some first team reps. So we think all 3 of those guys have gotten to the point where they've earned the right to play, and we're just going to continue to watch them practice and see who we think's the best guy to help us win.
Mark, it's got to be, they're always competing for
Right.
for playing time, obviously. You may know that, but how are Malik and Nkosi kind of handling this right now?
Well, I think, you just got to line up and practice and compete. That's all you can do. And, a lot of times the QB position is more settled than it is right this second. But the very good news is we've got some really competent guys that can play. And that's what I'm most excited about. A year ago, Evan Sheriffs was certainly a guy that we had a lot of faith could come in and know exactly what to do and could come in and play for us. But, the other 2 guys really weren't ready. Just like today, Jaron Williams is not ready. In the future, Jaron, when he is ready, will be he'll put pressure on people. Once he learns what he needs to learn, and not just the system, but also, leadership skill, more leadership skills. I'm not saying doesn't have leadership skills, but it just takes time for a quarterback to really be ready to truly compete. The competition at first is learning what to do and learning how to be that leader and learning how to make sure you handle your business on and off the field. I mean, all those things come into play. So when Jaron gets there, he's going to put heat on everybody too.
Mike, philosophically, is there really any fairness to not letting them know letting you know starting?
I think the less your opponent knows, the better. I think so. I mean, if we knew exactly what they were going to do on offense, I mean, it would be a huge advantage. If I knew exactly what they were going to do on defense and had 100% faith and confidence that I knew that they were going to do certain things, it would be different. But just like last week, they totally went to a coverage that they really hadn't shown all year long, and they played it almost not every down, but they played it a lot. So all the tendencies we had went out the window against FIU's defense because they really played a defensive look. Not so much the guts of it, but in the back end and the perimeter, they were just running some coverages that they hadn't shown much. Some none at all, and some very little. So it was a huge tendency breaker game, and we just never know for sure what we're going to get. If people play a massive, just like LSU, they made a living of man coverage, and then when they played us, they didn't do quite as much. FIU played a boat against Indiana. It was almost every single down. Against us, it was mostly almost zone every single down.
You've been in a situation like this before at this point with a quarterback. I mean, excuse me for not knowing all the stories at FSU, but I just
Yeah, there's been. I mean, I've had times where just not 100% sure, but I probably had more times where I had the starter and then the number twos were splitting time and a little bit more of that. Not sure who two was probably, but again, I feel good because I know we got guys that can play, and if we were scrambling around because everybody's struggling, that's a problem. And like I said, Malik did nothing wrong. Just the young guys just kept maturing and getting better, and got to the point where it's time to see what they can do. And Kosi got that opportunity.
What's Nkosi doing better today that he wasn't doing 3-4 weeks ago? People have a hard time understanding that and quantifying that, but he's a redshirt freshman.
Well, first of all, if anybody remembers, he wasn't even at the first game, so how could he be the starting quarterback if he's not going to be at the first game? And if I know 6 months ago he's not going to be in the first game, how could he be the starter? It's not going to happen. That's probably the best answer I can give you.
Is he doing things better today than maybe he was in August?
He is. He's doing very similar stuff. Again, it gets to the point where you got to put a guy in the game and see what he can do. But you put a guy in the game, you put a guy in Toledo, and he scrambles to the left and decides to launch it and throws a pick, gets a pick six, and all of a sudden it ignites that team, it ignites that stadium. I'm not doing a young guy a favor for his first big opportunity to put him in a position that if he does make a mistake, that freshmen do, that it could, be tough to recover from. So the part of it is just the timing of making sure things are right.
What's your gut feeling in terms of how this might play out at long range regarding your quarterback situation?
I don't know. We'll see.
Would you be willing to go week by week, for example, or?
I'm gonna play the guy I think gives us the best chance to win on a weekly basis, game by game.
Mike, your defense, I know it's a small sample size, 4 games, but ask Manny this question. The first team unit, are they playing at a higher level maybe than the defense last year?
Possibly, it's hard to say. As we get into conference play, we're going to know a lot more about ourselves as a team in general. There's more, when we run into more ACC athletes across the board, both sides of the ball, special teams, will get tested more. The skill set is going to get better. And, so we'll see how we do against those guys.
The job that Amari was able to do Saturday, Manny seemed to look like he was a starter.
Yeah.
Be able to fill in there.
Right.
And about his growth in particular.
Yeah, I mean, Amari is a guy who's been very conscientious since the first day, and again, he's like any freshman when they get here. It's a matter of learning what to do and gaining the faith and trust of your coaching staff. And, he had enough opportunities before this moment that it wasn't like his first shot out of the cannon. So, I think he had a good feel for what he was supposed to do and how he was supposed to do it, which gives you confidence. And as the game progressed, he had a lot of success, and the defense had success. So it builds. Momentum is a huge thing in life and in football, in a guy's career. And just going back to the quarterback thing, you start out with, some kind of train wreck play, and all of a sudden, it's hard to recover sometimes. So we want to get guys in there at the right time, and sometimes, through injury or attrition, they got to go. But most guys rise to the occasion.
Like obviously, you try to approach every game the same, but is there, did you see more energy today knowing that it's North Carolina, that it's the start of conference? I know it's a short week, so that even
Short
helps,
week,
so-
it's early, it's hot, It looked like a normal Tuesday to me, even though I know today's Monday, or I think today's Monday. But, you have to battle through those practices because you need a machete to get through the humidity, It's just like Brevin Jordan was walking by me and said, in Las Vegas, it's hot, but it's not, it's not this humid. It's just a different kind of heat. And so you got to battle through it. So it wasn't like I saw everybody jumping around having a ball. If the lightning horn went off, they might have jumped and got excited, but that's about it right now. Tuesday is about just battling through every play in that heat and trying to get better.
I know we touched about Harley on Saturday, but Cager,
Oh, yeah.
kind of been real consistent.
Mm-hmm. Really excited about Cager. Cager had his best offseason. He decided to win the drills, the wind sprint drills. He decided to give maximum effort, not just make the time, but give maximum effort. And I think it made a difference in his ability to come in and focus and do his job. And obviously, he's a guy that's been around and knows the system and all that. He's a veteran. But I think he's enjoying the fruits of his labor in the off season because he worked super hard. He got in great condition, and it's showing in the games. I just see a guy with a good amount of energy. I don't see him tired, even in practice. He's not as fatigued as others because he did a great job in the off season. If you got it. Yes.
What kind of factors come into the decision on a quarterback? Is it just numbers in practice, or is it a field, or what do you?
Again, it's just, I've coached him for 34 years or 35 years. It's where I feel if somebody's ready or not, or who gives us the best chance. In my opinion, who gives us the best chance to win, and that's all the factors of a quarterback: accuracy, leadership, understanding of the game plan, helping the team get into the right protections, helping the team get into the right run game. A guy who knows when to pull the ball, when not to, in the zone read and all the QB run that we have. A guy that'll secure the ball as a runner. A guy that won't throw the ball into harm's way every time something doesn't go well. I got a saying: don't turn a bad play into a catastrophe. If it's a bad play, you might have to eat it, take a sack. You might have to throw it out of bounds. You might go for a scramble, get a couple yards. But don't throw the ball up for grabs, man. So, all those factors.
Skate ended up playing on the snap.
He played a bunch. Scaife played a bunch. Boulware played a bunch. Scaife and Boulware kind of coming off the bullpen, so to speak. They're going to continue to get a lot of plays. And Scaife could probably end up at both tackles, and Boulware could probably end up at either guard.
How likely is it that we might see more than one quarterback on Thursday?
I don't know. We'll see. I know y'all want more, but that's all you're getting.